So, sir, are you saying that PMS is not likely going to go down?
PMS will not go down
Ha,
except exchange rate goes down.
gangan.
Okay, and I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
If you want to know the real price
Mm,
of crude oil, I mean of PMS,
mm.
check the price of diesel.
The conversation.
I'd love to welcome Professor Ishenwa. Professor Ishenwa is a professor from petroleum engineering. Petroleum, Nigerian are two Siamese twins that we've not been able to separate in the past years. But this is where I love us to start from. The inception of this administration, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said something about subsidy is gone, and all of a sudden the petrol that we were buying for less than 200 jumped up to about 500, and in about maybe few weeks ago something strange happened, and we Dangote Refinery started working officially. And of course we expect something much better because everybody feels okay, this is homegrown. Of course, if I'm a farmer and I'm growing maize, I expect that maize should be cheaper. But in the case of petroleum, since it's even more expensive, and as time goes on, things start changing. Is the local refinery a blessing in disguise, or what?
Yeah, once again, thank you for having me. Yes, the local refinery, at least the functional one now, which is the Dangote Refinery, certainly is a blessing.
Okay,
Not a curse.
okay,
A blessing because, of course, there is available supply.
okay,
We will not have to wait for weeks or days to bring products from abroad.
okay.
Two is a blessing because the pressure on our foreign exchange with which to buy products from abroad will certainly be eased since we will be buying or sourcing in local currency.
Oh, okay. When you say sourcing in local currency, should that affect the dollar thing, Nigerian dollar exchange? Is that going to reduce our dollar out intake or stuff? Should I not bring naira dollar down one way or the other?
Well, it depends on the why it's a supply demand thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so certainly the exchange rate we are using to import petroleum products, we will not need to use it.
Okay.
Um, but then, of course, you cannot rule out the fact that other players who had also wanted foreign exchange that couldn't get before, they will fill
We
in the
now
gap
have.
where I will not have.
Okay.
So, um, so overall, yeah, so you should expect some measure of boost to the
To
economy.
the economy.
Yes.
Now, common Nigeria, the common people felt, wow, petrol should just crash to maybe 15 naira per liter since we are producing it ourselves. But in the contrary, sir, petrol increased. What happened?
Okay. Well, the major determinant is exchange rate.
Okay,
Um, of course, crude oil is an international commodity,
okay,
and even petroleum products they are internationally priced. We have what we call the Pratt prices.
okay,
So you have a template um, globally, and then but of course people start adding transport, insurance, and all manner of costs.
okay.
Yeah. So being that as it may,
Hmm.
Dangote, if they're buying crude oil in dollars,
Okay,
right? So the product they will price it in order to make profit. They will price it, and even if they are pricing in naira, it will be certainly affected by the exchange rate.
hmm. I assume that because crude oil is a global commodity, it's the global space that determines the price, not because we are producing it locally.
Okay, so let me again explain two concepts people
Okay, sir.
try to confuse. One concept is when you look at the cost of production.
Okay.
If we look at how much we are producing and we put a profit margin,
Okay.
okay, then there's a price you will come up with. But there is also the second price, which is if you were to go and sell your crude oil abroad or anywhere at international price,
Okay.
there's a price you will come up with.
Okay.
So that is why when people talking of um, subsidy or no subsidy, they look at it. Now, so the fact that we are producing locally, um, the fact that we are producing locally, yes, if we decide to sell just at the cost of production plus a little profit margin.
Okay.
Now, yes, certainly the price will be less than at international rate.
Okay.
But then when you do that, you are also losing money because it
Because
means
it means that people can come and buy your product and go and sell it at
yeah,
a
it
higher
means
price.
it means the product you could have sold elsewhere at a certain price, you are selling it
at a lower
at
price.
a lower price at
Okay.
home.
Okay.
And of course, until very recently, don't forget we were importing almost all our crude, all
Even
our
not
products.
until few weeks time, Dangote wasn't getting enough from NNPC from some of the things we were hearing.
Yeah, of course. That's true. Again, let me explain something. If I have let's say I have a poultry farm.
Okay.
And I'm producing
Birds.
eggs.
Okay. Eggs.
Maybe a thousand crates of eggs every day.
Okay.
Now, usually I will have customers I already have commitment with.
Okay.
And so I'll supply you 200, I'll supply you 50, I supply you whatever.
Okay.
Because I cannot afford to produce 1,000
and just give it
and then I'll be looking for customers. So in the crude oil business, there is what we call the futures market. You already commit what you're producing today. You have dedicated buyers.
On who is buying it? So
Okay.
you are producing to sell it.
Okay, so if you now come and you set up a bakery
Okay.
near my farm,
Okay.
and you say, oh, can you give me 400 crates?
Wow.
I'll tell you, oh, if you had told me before, maybe I would have planned to increase my but already, yeah, but I already have dedicated buyers
that you're selling to.
I'm selling to.
Okay.
So I cannot give you, also I can't give you more than 50 or 100. So that was the situation with Dangote, that they came in on board. And of course, if there had been more integrated planning and foresight, and we knew it was coming, one of the ways is to ramp up production. But again, although within the constraint of OPEC quota, because again, OPEC gives us some constraint. But we will put it at the back of your mind that this demand is coming on stream and demand will. But I think by and large, we will find a way to deal with that.
So, sir, are you saying that because of the international market price, PMS is not likely going to go down?
PMS will not go down except exchange rate goes down. Okay, and I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
If you want to know the real price of crude oil, of PMS, check the price of diesel, which is fully deregulated. So actually, as of today, diesel is about 1,001 something, 1,002. Wow. That is the reality of where petrol price will go. Because it's the It's the same. It's the same stream. It's the same process line and
Ah,
all of that.
oh boy.
But except there's some level of well, I don't want to call it subsidy. Um, some
We're even going to
some
get
several.
there.
Okay, if for example, you see, if for example, government decides to reduce, or like some government agencies like PPRMC, um, and all of them, they decide to reduce their take.
Okay.
They have some taxes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
if they
So that
reduce,
would bring it
if
down. That
they
ah,
instead of 26
the
naira per liter,
principalities and power. We are talking to you.
instead of 26 naira per liter,
Mm,
if they decide to take
mm,
16 naira, then
That 10 naira will have
there'll be
been
10 naira
taken
drop.
off. Wow.
But again, they will also look at other situations.
Wow. Sir, when Dangote started, NNPC says they will be the sole people that will be buying fuel from him. What? Why do you think that suffice? But like about 2 days ago, they decided to let it open to other.
Okay. Yeah. So um, what happened was, the price, the market price for that Dangote was going to supply
Okay.
was about 800 and something,
860.
almost 890.
Okay.
So what NMPC did was to say, okay, we'll buy
At eight
at
something
that price
and sell at
and
something lower.
sell at something
Seven. They
lower.
were selling at
Yeah,
760. Some
750
that
and
level.
all of that. So they were absorbing,
The
yeah,
like
some,
a subsidy.
yeah. So, and I guess it was a way of not just,
Cushioning the effect so that
yeah,
it won't
pushing
just
the
be
fair, so that,
bam.
yeah, so that the 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 total cost will not unleash immediately. And after some time,
They
okay,
will
so
start bringing it
now
up.
that the price is almost at the same thing, okay, then there is, so everybody, you can go and buy.
Hmm.
Okay, and that means effectively they are not going to
Subsidized.
subsidize. That has its own merit.
Sir, what
Yeah.
is the implication on this on the common Nigeria? Chibi, is our global heritage as in petroleum as Nigerians. So it shows that we are not likely going to enjoy it.
Well, okay, let's put it this way.
Ah,
Um, it's unfortunate that we are paying a lot of money, naira something, um,
petrol.
for petrol as at now. Like I kept saying, the bottom line is the exchange rate.
Hmm.
If unfortunately our production has gone down, our manufacturing sector, it has shrunk.
Hmm.
If we are producing, if we are exporting a lot of things and earning foreign exchange,
Then it would
then,
probably
yeah,
affected that.
then, yeah, the exchange rate will probably improve,
Hmm.
and then the price will we also we also feel the impact.
So our only hope is petroleum.
So the main foreign exchange earner for now is petroleum, but we should go back, especially to agriculture
Mm-hmm.
and
I
manufacturing.
told them when they said you should go to farm on Saturday, go.
So
We are saying it now.
there are a lot of, I mean, there are countries that do not have oil,
Yes.
and they're exporting some other
Project.
products
Mm.
and all of that,
Mm.
and they experience fairly stable.
For example, Czech
uh,
Republic, they are the regular producer of the normal blade, tiger blades, and everything. And that's more like the only thing they send out to everyone. They make a lot from it.
yeah, countries like Kenya, they export tea,
Ah.
and then tourism.
Mm.
The main foreign exchange
Is storage.
tourism, and then the export of tea. And we have a lot of things we can export other than crude oil.
So, sorry, sir. In the days ahead, we should expect an increase in the fuel pump price, most likely, because NMPC has given everybody room now to go buy from the source?
Well, I will say this: in the days ahead, there are times we should expect some drop in
Okay.
prices. Don't forget, if, for example, the global oil market turns
Crashes.
and the price crashes and all of that,
They affect
then we will experience
the
immediate
same immediate.
to some extent
Okay.
if if our foreign exchange demand does not go up, if we don't have pressure on the rate of foreign exchange.
Okay.
Uh, because you see, if we are not selling crude and government has to pay salaries, then
Yes.
there'll be pressure on the exchange rate going up so that they have more naira with which
To
to pay.
pay our salary. Wow.
So, but so the but like I said, even if it goes up for now, it's not going to be much. That will be
The
much.
effect won't be
Yeah, it
significant.
will be like we have explained before.
Mm.
The
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 benchmark
benchmark is the
is
price of
of
diesel,
diesel.
and
Mm.
diesel have stabilized for
Even
some time.
kerosene has come
Yeah,
to that.
because they've been deregulated.
Mm.
Okay, and don't forget that again, if there is a lot of price disparity between petrol and kerosene or petrol and diesel, then there will be temptation for people to
To
start mixing.
consuming
They will buy and go and mix
mm.
and then sell at
all
this
those
and all of that.
mm.
So really, there is also some technical advantage
Okay.
of making the prices to be as close as
As
possible.
close as possible.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Prof, we let's talk about Port Harcourt Refinery. If a single man could sit, it took him years. He came up, built a refinery, even though I know government too has a share in his refinery. Why is it that we've not been our own refinery, our own country-owned refineries have not been working? When we have experts like you in the field, a whole lot of discoveries, things you have modular refineries, people do illegal bunkering and everything. If they can use that effort and the government that has the willpower, why is it that we have issues with our own refinery?
Okay, you've raised a couple of issues, two, three issues, but let me start with the first one. What we call the new Port Harcourt refinery.
Okay.
Well, remember, it was commissioned by Shehu Shagari,
Hmm.
1980.
How?
So it's already 44 years old.
Old. Even the equipment.
Yeah, so if you have a 45-year-old car, you see how much you spend maintenance. The technology has changed, right? I think that for of course we can it's subject to debate, but I think we should have sold out
Those refiners.
those refineries when people like Dangote or Tedola and Co wanted to buy them. We should have sold them 20 years ago.
Wow.
And they will have brought in their own money and refurbish
Revamp it
and all of
then
that.
probably
Okay.
add to
Yeah.
it. Now have the
So
one they have. Yeah.
now, yeah, government is trying to through NNPC revamp and all of that, but they are not. My suspicion is that okay, because of the issue of budgeting, limited funds, you have to be doing it gradually. You have to be doing it. Unlike if it's a private person, he
Yes,
goes
you
and
know
look
that
for
you
money,
put
and
everything,
then
and
you
you know
put
there
money
are also
and do
demands
it.
for other
Yeah.
things in the country. I guess.
So, but I think with Dangote coming on stream and some other private something coming on stream, I think all the stakeholders, when I say the stakeholders, like government, even labor, who was resisting initially, we should close and let those refineries
Go.
let them be sold out, and then let people bring in their money and rebuild, and then. But you see, again, they wouldn't have been able to do it if if product prices were not fully deregulated.
Hmm.
Because you can't bring in your money and then you can't sell at a rate that will affect your profit and return your money back.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. So you feel it's better someone else takes over that sees it as a business rather than a civil service commission
Yeah,
thing.
they should let them
Because
go.
from some of the dailies, there are people working in Port Harcourt refineries and they've been there for years and they collect their salary regularly. So
Yeah, but whereas at now, gradually a number of people have retired. You know what I mean? Like I
44
said,
years is a
yeah,
long
for the
time.
4 years. So those who came in at after
I
30
never
years of
produced.
that,
Imagine.
so all the front end engineer, all those engineers were involved in the installation, in the
Wow.
design, all of that. They've all left the system. They've all retired.
Imagine.
So of course, the people working there, they are just a fraction of those
What
who
it
are
used to be.
there. So there are not many.
Mm.
And those things can be sorted out. You will say, okay, whoever is buying, don't let's
Adopt
adopt these people.
mm,
You will need their expertise
expertise
anyway. You will
in
need
terms
their
of
this.
that. Mm.
But I think for me, we they, we keep budgeting for turnaround maintenance
Mm.
every year,
And we're not
and we are not
producing.
getting. They should
Mm.
just be like.
Mm.
They
It's
should,
like you've done a business for 44 years and it hasn't probably come up with anything. I think it's wise to just let
yeah,
it
they
go.
should
It's
let.
not your field.
They should.
It's not your field.
We made some fundamental mistakes,
Mm. Where?
right from the onset.
Okay.
So um,
Let's hope the government wishes to consult you. Okay, our refineries. What would be your advice to? Okay, you sell. Do you are you suggesting that we should not have refinery as a country? You what would you suggest?
well, we way forward. We are seeing the way forward now is to have private investors
Okay.
putting in their money, and they will run it and make money. Like the Dangote now, Dangote Refinery is not only going to supply us product, they are supplying other countries. They will earn foreign exchange,
And that would
and
even boost
yeah, and
our
then they
economy.
can sell foreign exchange to central bank
Mm, mm,
when the time. Although at the moment they probably are paying a lot of loans.
mm.
Don't forget it's a $20 billion investment,
Hmm.
so they'll be saying
That's quite
they they will be paying a lot of loans, and paying back their loans, but eventually. So for me, um, it's unfortunate that, and it's not only a refinery. Most enterprises government went into 100%. They couldn't run it.
mm,
So if government wants to get into refinery, it should be at best a joint venture
mm.
where they only have 20%, 40%,
So that
and then
makes it work.
yeah, and then let some private entities run the show
Mm,
and make money.
mm. Because I think that might be more sustainable. I would agree with you too, rather than the government having to own it. Then, because the one the government has for years, nothing has. What about other refineries?
Yeah,
What's the fate?
the same situation. The four refineries,
Hmm.
the down the what we call the old Port Harcourt refinery, which actually was built initially by Shell, but the government took over during the Civil War. Um, the old Port Harcourt refinery, the new Port Harcourt refinery, the Warri refinery, and the Kaduna refinery. None of them is.
So do you think if Shell was still in charge of those refineries, it would have probably worked better?
If we didn't take them away from Shell, yeah. But now Shell, like the former president Obasanjo said, when they wanted to return shares, I know they won't.
Of course.
They won't. They won't go back to it
Mm,
now.
mm,
But if they had been in the hands of Shell,
mm.
yeah, we'll probably have.
We've still been
Yeah,
producing
they
some.
probably have been making money, just like some of the joint ventures and the Nigerian liquefied natural gas. They are making money because yeah, NNPC has
An
has
agreement.
agreement. So they run it. The private sector run it, and they make money, and then government takes the taxes.
Well, in case you're listening, this is the platform on Diamond 101.1, and it's been an exciting time. I'm with Professor Ishanwa this morning, and we are discussing the implications, the plus, the merits, and the demerits of our locally owned refinery, the benefits, and the effect on the common Nigerian. So, Prof, what from our discussion, it's clear that we should be prepared for what we are in, except the dollar thing goes, the foreign exchange favors us as individual, because practically everything has changed because of the cost of petroleum. Now, I want us to talk about this. A few days ago, um, NNPC announced that others can buy from, and we know that from some of the dailies, what NNPC was buying at almost eight something from Dangote, and they were selling at seven, so that those guys could sell at 900 for the common Nigerian. Now, when they start doing that, is that going to be an opportunity for people, as in different marketers, to either choose their price so that they can attract more buyers? And is that not an opportunity for Dangote to start exporting to other suburb countries so that it could probably make more money from the sales of petroleum? Then that aside, when they were introducing his they said the quality is higher than what we used to have before. It was extremely transparent, like pure water. When the one I saw an interview he had on TV, and I was like, so is it that we have been buying bad fuel or what?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me start from where, like we said earlier on, the the direct purchase by other marketers from Dangote Refinery will, of course, open up the field. It will it will enhance transparency.
Okay.
Okay, in the sense that so NMPC cannot now hide under, oh, we are paying so much on subsidy, and government want to collect it back from government.
Mm.
That will not exist,
Okay.
right? Because they're no longer a monopoly, so it opens up. Yeah, Dangote has capacity not only to supply all of what Nigeria needs, but to also export.
Okay.
Already they're exporting. Okay, so they're not supplying. Nigeria does not stop them
From
from also exporting.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of quality,
Yeah.
well, you see, the issue about quality and all of that, it came up because people were quarreling.
Because
And
he was able to use that to justify the fact that why it's that expensive. He said it's of a higher
but
quality.
of course, the truth is that when we were importing
Okay.
fuel, there were occasions where we had issues with quality.
Okay.
Even though we have inspectors
Checking it.
who will check and all of that.
Audit.
Many years ago, there was a time where you had this foul smelling
yes,
and all of that. Okay,
yes.
and so there were all those issues.
Okay.
Now, with Dangote Refinery, that should
Stop.
Stop, or at least be reduced to a very minimum. Because if we have problem with Dangote, we can always ask them. They can recall and
refine
and beneficiate
Okay.
and improve. But you can't return something to
even cost
to,
of transporting it
so,
back is enough.
usually there are international specs, there are
Okay.
international standards
Okay.
that refineries are supposed
To produce.
to stick to maintain, okay, for different grades of or different types of petroleum products. So, but like I said, sometimes there are issues, but I think from what I've seen and what I've heard, I think that the standard of what we have with Dangote is quite very good. The standard of what we were getting from our local refineries was also world class. We had problem with quality when we started importing. And it's not really all the time. Once in a while, it used to come up, and then there are ways. Everybody would love to understand, when are we going to start benefiting from this particular transition, or is it just going to be like this? I think for me, I think we have to we have to be realistic.
Okay.
We're more or less, you see, we are more or less in what I would call like a structural adjustment.
Okay.
There is a disequilibrium. Once the price of petroleum changed, every other thing had been destabilized. And we will have to correct, fine tune until we reach another equilibrium. I think the government should come up with what I will call short term, the medium term, and the long term plans to address most of the matters arising.
Yeah.
The long term situation is that we need to move away from this era of only having one product to export. Okay, we have to
start producing.
We have to produce other things. Yeah. We should be exporting tire or rubber. We should be exporting agricultural products. We should be manufacturing cocoa products and products from maize and exporting. We should be okay. So we have to, on a long term, the agriculture and manufacturing sector, they have to they have to come alive, and of course you cannot take away the educational system, the universities from there, the research institutions, the universities. We have to come up with a medium and long-term agenda that can help us use our educational system to transform agriculture and transform manufacturing. Then, of course, that will have impact on employment.
Where is the impact of the researcher in the phase that we are in now in Nigeria?
Okay, well, you like
you're part of the Dangote team.
No, well, there is research.
Yeah.
After research, then there is the development.
Okay.
And then of course, development through commercialization and so on. Yeah. So there are a lot of research products in various universities. I'm aware here in Ibadan, University of Ibadan, there are a lot of patents.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
There are people who have developed
quite a lot.
there are a lot of patents. Okay, but it's for what has not happened is to take those recycled products
Into the
into the
business
into the
entrepreneur.
yeah,
Yes.
to take it to the market.
Yes.
That is not really the job
Of the
of
lecture.
the lecturer, of the
Yeah.
researcher,
Is
most
it
of the
is
time.
it is the town is the
Is
town
yeah, is it
town
is
gown mix up.
the investors,
Mm.
people, people who need to come and pick up all of this
Mm.
and run with it.
Okay.
But again, the business climate has to be favorable.
For it to be
There
able
should
to
be
pick that.
incentive, yeah.
Mm.
So
Mm. Mm.
quite a number of things to still do. The policies, um, the policies have to encourage
That.
that tax
Okay.
incentives. Um,
Even the
you know,
tax has changed over time
yeah,
within the space of 1-2 years. The tax
yeah.
policies and stuff.
So the incentives for manufacturing. So today, people are more interested in buying and selling because they can quick get their return.
Yeah, some is the
Than,
immediate thing
yeah,
and
than
everything.
setting up factories
And
and you're
taking time.
looking 10, 15 down the line before you start breaking it.
Let's look at the is it 20 billion USD Dangote invested into that thing? I don't know. I was like, when are you going to make this money back? Or is that the reason why things are expensive?
Yeah. Well, luckily for Dangote, he's been in other businesses
That could cushion
before this, so he
his
has some
experience.
some cash flow
Okay,
from different
leverage.
streams, and then so he was able to use that to raise loans.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, raise loans
mm,
and raise capital.
mm.
And I think there are a lot of other investors will start studying his
What is
model
it? Mm.
and try to adopt.
And because he has moved from building to food and then to petroleum now, it's practically there's virtually anyone across Nigeria working that would not have used a Dangote product.
Yeah.
Is either you're using a petrol or a salt or you're using a cement as
Yeah,
in
yeah, which is
mm,
good.
mm,
So other other people should go into production,
mm,
manufacturing,
mm,
create jobs,
mm.
um, and then open up the space
Sure.
for business to thrive and to grow.
Mm. Wow. It's been an exciting time with you, Prof. I love to ask this. What are you working on as in personal, as a project?
Yeah, at the moment, in the oil industry, there is this what we call the local content drive.
Okay.
For some years, we have been looking inwards. We're looking at how do we produce. There are a lot of chemicals we import
Okay.
to use in the industry,
Mm.
and in this era of exchange rate and all of that
It's better you
so
just do your
expensive.
thing. Mm.
So we are looking at how can we produce some of those chemicals or
Okay.
alternatives locally.
Mm.
So in the past 5 years or so, we've been working on some of the what we call oil field chemicals,
Okay.
oil field materials
Okay.
to replace imported materials.
Mm.
Some of them also will be looking at what we call green chemical. In other words, chemical we can produce from plants
Mm.
rather than so that the damage to the environment will be
minimized.
minimized or completely eliminated.
Mm.
So I will have a couple of projects in that
Okay.
that we've been working on.
That's splendid.
We have some patents
Mm.
already
Mm.
for I mean
You want to tell us? We can. We don't.
we have some
Who knows?
patents.
Maybe an
So
investor. An investor
those
is
who want to
watching us.
invest,
An investor is watching and say, this is Prof. You have been talking about. So let's see, because you are talking about the foreign exchange things, and if you are producing things locally and people can invest into it, like Dangote. Maybe Dangote service even listening. Who knows this money? At least it's something we can look at because I feel the town should come to the ground so that we can boost some of these things because they are pure research, sincere research, things that we've proven, and they are things we can stand by, sir.
Yeah, I suspect that during the UI 75th
UIRSF.
URSF, yeah, we will put out some products
Okay.
and we display. Um, we have an an automated fuel adulteration detector.
Whoa.
Okay,
So you
so
can buy fake fuel.
so if you if somebody
That one is
mixes
good, though.
if somebody mixes kerosene with diesel or put some this, so you can easily detect automatically. So it's something we have
It
patented.
saves you money and
Yeah,
not
we've
probably knock your engine.
also extended it such that it can be installed in automobile. So as you buy fuel into your,
It will be telling you.
it will show on the panel that this fuel is good or this fuel is bad.
I think
Okay,
we need
so
that.
that has been patented. We have some chemicals. Like I said, we have also developed for some oil field treatments, both some that will, okay, we're looking at some, for example, that can remove heavy metals
Okay.
from produce water. That can even be adapted to all this pure water business.
Production.
Yeah, you can. We can treat
Even
them
industrial producing.
and we can
factories.
remove some of the chemicals or metals in it
In the water.
and all of that. So we have we have some chemicals for gas.
Okay.
What we call gas hydrogen inhibitors. So if you are producing gas, it will not. If you use them, the gas will not be able to turn into ice in layman's language. It won't turn into ice if you are in a cold region and block this. So there are quite a number of but like I said, we will display some of them hopefully at the UIS.
Thank you very much.
And those who can come up to us
to be sponsored.
Yeah, I mean to pick it up and commercialize.
That would be good. I hope you're listening out there. This is an opportunity for you. You've been looking for business. This is one that is here, live and direct, proven. Sir, when you mentioned gas, I recall the government is trying to encourage CNGs and stuff. What's your opinion about that? Is it still the same family?
Yeah, it's a very good idea. The whole idea, of course, is that gas is cheaper than PMS or diesel.
It's now more expensive. The last 23 kg, is it 17 or 15,000 now, 2 days ago? Because, vehicles are using it. They should just stay on their lane and use petrol.
The gas is still, okay, apart from the cost.
Okay.
Gas has less environmental impact or damage than PMS or diesel. Okay, so if you shift to gas, you have cleaner environment. Okay, you have cleaner environment. But on the long term, the CNG, compressed natural gas for buses and cars, they will still be far cheaper than PMS.
So is it the same gas we use at home that vehicles use?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
At home, we use what we call the liquefied petroleum gas.
Okay.
The liquefied petroleum gas,
LPG.
LPG.
Okay. Yeah, they are learning English now. LPG, CNG.
They're from refineries.
Okay.
Okay. The heavier ends of gas.
Okay.
Okay. So it's different from
CNG.
CNG, which is natural gas, compressed natural
Natural gas.
gas. But just like you asked me before, at the moment, research is going on here to see how how we can adapt even natural gas directly for use at home.
Because
Yeah. So some researchers are working on um, redesigning the burners and redesigning some other things.
that'll
So
be good.
the whole idea, Nigeria is actually what we call a gas province. We have more gas.
Yeah, because you flame, they
Yeah.
just in those.
Yeah, we have
refineries,
more
they just,
gas than oil. So we've not even started
well, have you not?
tapping the gas.
When are we going to open our eyes to that? Because if that is available, why the
Well, the money we need, the cost to the capital required, and again we came into the something late. Ideally, just like you have, just like we have
pipe bomb
pipe,
water
yeah,
run to the
run
house?
to the
You're
house.
supposed to have
We should
gas
have gas
run to each
run
house. It's
ahead,
in
and yeah.
developing
So
countries.
those are things we should have done
Mm.
many years.
And you meter it, so it's how much you
Yeah.
use. So
But then again, there is also the problem of economic empowerment.
mm, mm,
People, the issue of affordability.
mm.
So even if you run gas to home, those who cannot pay for it,
It will just be
they will still
rotten.
stick to firewood.
Yes.
Because
Or some people might even, they can start doing bunkering now. They will tap it, as in,
okay, so there is the issue of affordability. That's why again, if people get empowered, then there's a theory that tells us that as people get more and more financial empowered, then they move up the energy ladder. They move from firewood to kerosene, from kerosene to gas, from gas to electricity. People use charcoal, people use firewood. I mean, or what you call biomass.
Wow, Nigeria we AOD.
So, yeah, in the rural areas, there's a lot of biomass.
Prof, it's been a wonderful time discussing with you. This last question I want to ask you, even myself, I'm laughing. The national anthem. Which one did you sing in primary school? This new one or the old one?
No, I sang the old one. You can see my we sang
the old one that is not new.
Yes, that is one I sang.
So it's for your days.
Yeah, Nigeria will healthy. That's what I sang in primary school. So and that time you were taught how to make national flag. Okay. You will buy dye and cut the paper
and make national flag.
Yeah, and make the dye, and then you raise the flag and all of that. Yes.
Well, now they said we should not rise again. We should just be ailing ourselves, because they said that would bring good fortune to our country. We have not seen it too, Prof.
Well, those are, it's neither here nor there. I think the bottom line is we have to go back to production. We should produce and produce at different levels.
Do you think we would get there one day?
Of course, we will. We will.
So we should not japa.
Well, those who want to japa, they can. Okay. But but then with a population of 200 million, how many people want to japa? The people who are still on ground will have enough workforce. But I believe that we have the great potentials there and a lot of untapped resources. Either by force or by accident, we will still get it right. And a lot of people who have japa will
come back. By the time we have the newborn Nigeria.
Yeah, we'll come back.
You are here now. So in case you have planned, so that you can know what to do. Okay.
But you see, the oil industry is in different phases.
Okay.
So he has come in now at
The production,
downstream
the
at the
downstream.
refinery and marketing.
So that's the downstream.
That's the downstream.
$20 billion downstream.
Yeah, that's the downstream.
Yeah,
but you see, downstream employs more people.
okay.
You have more this thing. Then there is a midstream. Then there is the upstream. The upstream is even more capital intensive.
Like for places like Total, they drill the oil, they still have to look for someone to refine for them before they can sell.
No, well, originally, coming like Total or Shell, they have what we call vertical integration. So they are involved in all, they are involved in upstream, mid, and downstream. The reason is that sometimes you make more money upstream, sometimes you make more money downstream.
So you'll be able to balance.
So you'll be able to balance. So like Dangote now, he might go, I expect him to also go upstream. Why? So that the issue of supply
will not be a problem.
Will not be a problem. At least if he has his own oil fields,
it would just give.
So he will sign what we call like a supply agreement or a dedicated supplier buyer agreement. So where the oil he's producing will be sold directly to his refinery.
Wow.
Apart from others. So but it's a business model he decided to choose. He came in downstream lately. But I'm sure he will
his
move.
Refinery is something that is one of its kind, like from what I read.
Yeah, it's one of the largest in the world.
Yeah, and it's modern.
Yeah.
Not it's still I think he had a 20-year forecast for it to be still relevant. So it's not something obsolete like what we use.
No, he'll still be on for many more years.
Prof, as we are closing, I think you should tell people to go back to the farm, especially those that don't want to go to farm. They are listening to us.
Well, like I
even the youth.
Yeah, like I kept saying, Nigeria, we have to go back to agriculture.
Yeah.
And manufacturing. We should be able to by now be manufacturing coffee
ourselves. Produce gari.
Produce the Bonvita and the chocolate from our cocoa. Okay. I know we are exporting some yam products, but that can be escalated. Yeah. So we should go back from cassava. We should not only get gari. We should be able to get ethanol and get some other things, and not only for local consumption but for export.
Wow. Yeah. It's been a great time with you, sir, and I'm sure I have enjoyed this discussion as those outside listening, watching. Instead of just looking at petroleum as our only source, we should go back to the farm. So it's better we go back to the farm so that we can produce things for ourselves. Thank you very much. I hope next one we
Thank you for having me.
So on this note, we want to say have a great day. My name is Share Special, and I want to say have a wonderful time. God bless you.